Ever questioned whether someone you know could have a hidden attraction to you? Perhaps a friend, co-worker, or someone you frequently get out with these days, revealing 10 discreet but noticeable indicators of a woman's hidden attraction. We'll decode these messages to you, by way of the Stoic philosophical perspective, assisting you in comprehending and navigating these conversations with knowledge and calmness. And remember to like this video and become a subscriber to Stoic Pulse. Help us continue to provide you with indication. One of excellent content rose interest and attention. Consider this. There's a social gathering during which you're a woman who appears to be present at all times. You inquiring about your hobbies, ideas and the quality of your day improved. Sincere curiosity and attentiveness are powerful signs of attraction, but how? As Stoics, how can we comprehend and interpret? When someone shows interest in this, they frequently look for deeper dialogues. They inquire open-ended inquiries and exhibit a sharp curiosity about your life. For instance, she may recall minor details you indicated a few weeks back, as your preferred a book or tale from your youth, and raise them in dialogue, demonstrates that she's listening with genuine attention. We, the Stoics, see these indications. Without making a hasty conclusions in lieu of this, we observe regular behavioral patterns across time. These recurrent displays of curiosity can express sincere interest in such as if she consistently inquires about your weekends or demonstrates a strong curiosity. In your individual narratives, it goes beyond simply being courteous is a sign that she values. You exchange, let's say you brought up a pastime or interest in the interim, and she afterwards gives you a small surprise present relates to that pastime or discusses it in following talks, which is an obvious indication that she appreciates your conversation, focusing on and appreciating what you say. Little things frequently say a lot. The loudest also became louder. Focus can also imply that she makes an endeavor to be in this position. For instance, she might appear at functions or locations. She anticipates that you'll be. This behavior indicates that she is losing her strategy to generate spending opportunities, spending time with you. Consider her response. As you discuss your interests, and does she keep an eye on her interests? Make contact and pose additional queries. These indicate that she's not merely being courteous, sincere in her engagement, and interested in learning more about you. Stoicism instructs us in being aware of and evident in these exchanges, thanking for the interest and attention without become unduly dependent on it. We watch, value, and stay grounded. Indication 2, proximity in person and touch. Let's go on to discussing physical intimacy. Picture yourself at a celebration and see how this woman consistently locates a cause to be in close physical proximity to you is an important measure of attraction. However, let's examine this in more detail. Implies that physical intimacy can appear in. There are numerous ways she may sit beside you. As additional seats become available when speaking with you, lean in or discover justifications for little touches, like brushing anything casual or off your shoulder, putting a hand on your arm amid a. These are subtle gestures used in speech, however, strong markers of comfort. And consider this: if you're attracted seated at a table, she selects the take a seat close to you as opposed to across from you, or whether she usually comes up with excuses to occupy your own area. These are significant indications of curiosity from a Stoic viewpoint. Recognizing these indicators involves seeing how people behave in their everyday lives while observing one's own bounds. Even though the event is packed, the numerous places she can sit constantly manages to stay in close proximity to. Are you ensuring that her presence is felt? Maybe in a group discussion, she aims her body language in your direction, gently expressing her attention and focus. Another instance is when she casually touches you in the course of a talk. A a light smack on the arm whenever she chuckles, or a gentle pat on the shoulder. These contacts happen frequently. Unconsciously use techniques to create a physical contact, as Stoicism instructs us to do, to recognize these bodily indications, while, by keeping our cool, we can acknowledge and value these indicators without allowing them to control our feelings or behaviors. It's imperative that observe her boundaries and react accordingly. Consideration for kindness and awareness, circumstances in which she could possibilities for intimacy on a physical level, such as recommending actions that entail intimate contact or self-positioning in methods that bolster her bond with you. These are all faint but distinct indications of three-way mirroring attraction signs and related behavior reflection. Let's now investigate the idea of mirroring image that you're currently viewing talk, and you begin to realize that she's imitating your movements, taking on your words, or setting her timetable in line along with yours. Mirroring is an involuntary method of establishing rapport and pointing out attraction. When someone imitates your behavior is how they establish connections. For example, with you on a more profound level, should you bend forward, she may perform the same. If you employ a particular expression, she may begin to use it as well. This subconscious actions produce a feeling of peace and unity among us. Stoics recognize and comprehend these subtleties them in conversations with people. Mirroring frequently reflects a deeper unconscious relationship. Seeing this behavior can help us understand her sentiments, but we do so without immediately conclusions. Assume you have been conversing regarding a preferred coffee shop you frequent, and out of nowhere, she offers we meet there. Or maybe you make specific hand movements while you talk, and you slyly observe her emulating their motions and behaviors. Show that she's attempting to create a deeper connection by establishing similarities between you that can be mirrored. Additionally, include her adopting your hobbies and interests. Should she begin playing the same tunes while viewing the similar programs, or taking part in activities you enjoy, are the indicators she's looking for. Share a same interest and establish a deeper degree. Stoicism instructs us in observation these actions with an open mind, acknowledging the attempt she's making to establish a connection without getting too attached to the final product. Recognize the relationship, but stay rooted and calmly observe how she aligns her. What time slot does she recommend for you? Getting together at a time that works for you instead. Does she modify her plans to satisfy you? These are understated but strong hints of her curiosity and want to be with you more often. Sign 4. Regular communication is an additional potent indicator of attraction. Is she frequently texts you to remark on your social media updates or look for excuses to connect with us? And let's explore what this implies and how to understand it. When a person expresses interest, they innate desire to maintain connections. Regular correspondence demonstrates that she is wishing to keep in touch and considering you a participant in your life, like she may send you a good morning SMS or a check-in regarding the course of the day. She might also remark on your postings on social media, proving that she is making a pay heed to what you both share. Visualize she sends you stories or memes a lot that she feels you'd find enjoyable, or she frequently comments and likes things. Your posts are all indications that she's seeking motivations to interact with you. As Stoics, we understand the significance of communication. Consider how frequently she makes the first move to establish contact, incorporates this into your talks, which can a glaring sign of her curiosity. If she initiates contact, first following or consistently tries to maintain the conversation, this is a sign she thinks highly of you. Dialogue. Take into account her response to your messages. Prompt, considerate responses show sincere curiosity, and consider the messages she sends too. Are they considerate and unique, or are they both general and communications that are impersonal, but nonetheless accurately reflect concern for your life and welfare are robust signals of attraction. The relationship without giving it the upper hand. Our feelings consider how frequently she starts discussions and the subjects. She decides whether or not she regularly bringing up private or significant topics. It demonstrates her appreciation for your viewpoint and giving you a glimpse of her thoughts. Sign 5. Sincere praises. Let's now discuss praises. A lady who is covertly drawn to you will frequently provide sincere, kind words of praise. These aren't just regarding your appearance. They discuss your personality as well. Accomplishments and principles. For example, she could go well with your sense of humor, your kindness or work ethic. This praise transcends appearances and demonstrate her appreciation for who you as an individual. When acknowledgements are genuine and precise, they convey a greater degree of curiosity. As Stoics, we graciously accept praises and humility, realizing their deeper implying we value these actions without growing reliant on them, acknowledging them as sincere displays of love. Consider the distinctions between the two of you. Look good today, and I'm very impressed with how committed are you to your work. Latter reveals a more profound degree of gratitude and comprehension for your personality, particularly while receiving praise. Describe your personal basic principles. Attributes are a clear indication of sincere compliments of interest. Might also center on, she sees little things about you that, for instance, she might state how much she admires your upbeat demeanor or how you respond to challenging circumstances. Grace, these types of remarks display that she is closely observing who you are. The one who teaches us to accept these praises with a clear head. We recognize and value them. Without allowing them to elevate our status, it's about identifying the real appreciation for the meaning underlying the statements. The way in which she offers these praises they are impulsive and sincere, or they seem artificial and not very sincere. Praise is frequent and comes easily, without giving it much attention, accurately representing sign 6 of admiration and interest. Trepidation and anxiety that fidgets can indicate if you see her fidgeting, attraction flushing, or displaying a hint of nervousness. She can be showing you that she cares. Regarding your viewpoint and wishes to make a nervousness about making a good impression, might appear experimenting in different ways, with her hair flushing or fumbling with her hands. When you converse with her, all of these indicators that she could be experiencing some worried, that she is interested in what you consider, from a Stoic standpoint, that we observe these indicators with empathy and knowing and acknowledging that anyone can experience attraction. A little uneasy knowing this. Indications that we can react kindly and make her feel more at ease. Envision. While attending a social gathering, you observe she appears more uneasy in your presence than others. This might indicate that she's especially curious about your viewpoint. Stoics engage in empathy exercises and recognizing and assisting in placing people at comfortable by being thoughtful and compassionate in our reactions. Tense actions can also comprise fumbling with words and giggling tensely, or not making eye contact. With these indications that she's making a sincere effort to a favorable impression, which typically entails she is quite stoic and respect your viewpoint. Shows us the value of patience and sensitivity in these circumstances. Acknowledge that her trepidation is a sign of her interest and give a warm response. And assurance. This fosters the development of a cozy and sincere bond. Examine her actions in various environments in which she feels more at ease, people but appears especially uneasy. Around you, there may be a noticeable sign of her emotions and the work she's making an effort to impress you. Sign 7. Shared findings. Identifying shared passions. Hobbies are yet another indicator of attraction. When she expresses curiosity about your pastimes and pursuits, Does she begin to pay attention? The same video while listening to the same displays or demonstrating interest in your preferred sports. This is how she is establishing a communal area. For instance, if you bring up a band you enjoy, and she might begin to listen to their songs, after which discuss it in a dialogue, or if you enjoy trekking, she might recommend taking a trek together in an attempt to locate common ground, are reliable markers of attraction. As Stoics, we find these appealing attempts at connection, acknowledging that they demonstrate the breadth of her curiosity, and the attempt at bonding that she's making is a reciprocal investigation of common values and interests. Take into account her potential date of her way to find out additional information about if you have a strong interest in a particular pastime, and she begins to inquire thorough inquiries or making relevant suggestions, acts that demonstrate her commitment to recognizing and communicating that aspect of your shared passions in life may also be saw in her attempts to include you in her plans. If she extends an invitation to occurrences or pursuits associated with your interests, is an indication that she wants to spend more time together and communicate encounters. You find enjoyable Stoicism teaches for us to acknowledge and value these common interests without turning too bonded to them. We take part in these things that a calm mind can appreciate the relationship while preserving our own feeling of self. Consider her response behaves in conversation about your hobbies. Does she exhibit sincere zeal and out of interest? Does she try to converse about several subjects? You have a strong sense of passion for these, indications that she respects your hobbies and wishes to establish a more meaningful connection. 8. Bare bodies. Explicit body language. Body language conveys a lot. Open, carefree stances, direct gaze and sincere smiles are powerful markers from attraction. Let's examine what these indicators appear and how to observe their non-verbal cues. Involves coming face-to-face with you, uncrossed arms and bending closer, while during discussions, maintaining direct eye contact, essential and additional strong indication that she's enthusiastic and involved in what you're expressing. Sincere smiles, particularly those that reach the eyes, demonstrate veracity, delighting in your presence while witnessing. Seeing these indicators with a Stoic perspective aids. We remain conscious and grounded, valuing the non-verbal clues that frequently indicate genuine emotions. We recognize these indicators without being unduly attached to their ramifications. Picture yourself at a meeting, and she always looks away from you, keeping an eye on things. Her body language, genuine smiles and eye contact. These are compelling evidence that she's not just at ease with you, but also sincere interest in the exchange. As Stoics, we recognize these indicators while preserving our own poise, and honorable, non-threatening body language can also incorporate delicate actions like touching her head, tilted or reflecting in her hair. Your actions and these behaviors show she feels at ease and involved in the Stoicism in conversation teaches us to take note of these non-verbal clues, using a clear-headedly identifying and valuing people without allowing them to control how we feelings. It's important to be in the moment and conscious at the time. Contemplate how she also responds to your body language. Does she react favorably to your motions and expressions of this reciprocal non-verbal cues are a potent sign 9 of attraction and intrigue creating future. Creating plans for the future when she incorporates you into her future intentions are evident from this. Attraction, regardless of whether it's upcoming hangouts, discussing events or arranging travels, she's expressing that she wants for you to be in her life for. She might claim, for instance, that we ought to visit that recently opened eatery. Perhaps it would be good to visit next week. That bring these statements together. Declare that she would like to spend more time future correspondence with you. From a Stoic viewpoint, we recognize the significance of these schemes and what they represent. We thank you for your consideration and purpose, for which they viewed them as declarations of sincere curiosity, and lovingly consider how often she brings up upcoming occasions or makes plans that concern you, which demonstrates her considering you in the future and appreciates having you in her life, as we acknowledge and appreciate these Stoics. Gestures that reveal their deeper, i.e., planning for the future, can also talk about weekends or holidays. Even long-term objectives that these exchanges suggest that she observes. You will have a big role in her future. Stoicism instructs us on how to carry out these programs that appreciate with a calm mind the consideration without turning into too focused on the future, savoring the here and now while being willing to embrace the future potentials. Consider how she incorporates you into her life goals. She discusses upcoming occasions or activities in which you are involved. Does she show your enthusiasm for the things you could work together? These are powerful indications. She's seeing you sign in the future. Tendency and support. Ultimately, protectiveness and support are reliable markers of, does she exhibit concern for attraction? Your health advocate on your behalf or encourage you in your pursuits. These behaviors show a profound concern for example, she might make the extra effort to assist you in a project, protect you in a talk, or follow up to find out how your use of these gestures indicates sincere love. And as Stoics, we acknowledge and cherish this assistance, acknowledging its origins in sincere concern. We are appreciative. And think of her regularly supports your objective, whether it's going to your functions, assisting you with assignments, or just being to provide emotional support for these actions. Demonstrate her concern for your well and protectiveness toward achievement can also be observed in her response to your challenges. Face if she extends assistance quickly or protect you in trying circumstances. It's a declaration of her deep concern for you. Stoicism for well-being instructs us to thank you and do the same for me. Protectiveness, and take into account how she demonstrates her support for numerous parts of, she is there for you in your life during, does she celebrate your tough times, accomplishments, and support you throughout challenges? These behaviors reveal a profound and sincere concern for you. Following our recognized these indicators, let's discuss how to address them in a Stoic manner. Thought here are 3 sensible Stoic guidance on navigating these exchanges. Have an open mind and pay attention to her acts without right away, putting meaning to it so you can stay anchored and avoids needless emotional peaks. And useful teachings about Stoicism, Lowe's respect limits and are attracted to, does not imply that consent is always honored borders and personal space, while preserving your own poise and integrity reacts morally, regardless of whether you return the attraction. Answer politely, respectfully, and sincerity is the foundation of Stoic virtue. Using these guidelines, you can manage relationships with clarity and honor, remaining steadfast in your convictions. Values, such as witnessing without judging, does not imply making snap judgments. Not from a single action, but instead searching for dependable patterns that honor borders, entail keeping in mind her degree of comfort and not at all surpassing the call to act. Morally entails acting honorably, regardless of whether you share these Stoic feelings. Principles assist us in keeping everything in balance and calmness in our relationships, that we value the indications of attraction without going too far tied to them. It's important to understand and appreciating the relationship while preserving our individual identities. I would like to talk to you. Have you ever observed these signals of attraction? How did you deal with sharing your experiences? If you have any in the comments section below, inquiries concerning Stoic theory or suggestions for more videos, please let me know. Interaction enables us to provide material that strikes a chord with you as well. Remember to please click like if you enjoyed this. a useful video, please subscribe to Stoic Pulse for additional knowledge and useful Stoic discernment. Recall under knowing how people behave through Stoic ideas enable us to lead more conscious and contented lives, regardless of identifying cues that indicate attraction or overcoming obstacles in daily life. Stoically offers a timeless manual. Many thanks for observing and staying put. Until the next time, remain calm and mindful.